I'm Howard Choi, and here are three new HTC phones. On the left we have the HTC P3300. On the middle is the HTC P3600, and we have the HTC S620. The P3300 is a new pocket PC. It's got a quad-band Edge GPRS, Wi-Fi 802.11bg, Bluetooth 2.0, and it also has a GPS antenna on the back for the built-in GPS. And instead of having a 5-way nav, it's got a roller and a trackball instead. It's kind of like the roller on an Apple Mighty Mouse. It has a 2.8-inch 240 by 320 display, and it's pretty light at 130 grams. It has built-in mapping software, and it's got 128 megs ROM and 64 megs RAM. On the bottom is HTC's new accessory connector. It's basically a mini USB connector with a squared off corner for their headsets. Regular mini USB things can plug into here. This is the P3600. It's basically a refreshed version of the Prophet or the Magician. It's got a 400 megahertz Samsung processor, and there are two versions. There's one with quad-band GSM with GPRS and Edge, and there's also a tri-band GSM 850, 1900, and 21 with UMTS and HSPDA. It's got a 2.8-inch display with 240 by 320 res, Bluetooth 2.0, 802.11bg. .802.11bg. It has a jog dial on the left side, as well as a few other buttons. And there's a 2 megapixel camera on the back and a VGA camera for video conferencing in the front. It's got this white finish, so you can try to trick people into thinking it's a new iPod or something. And it also has HTC's new connector. There's a mini SD slot on the side. It's external, and it has support for push email. This is the HTC S620. It's a smartphone with a 2.4-inch display, 320 by 240. It's pretty thin. It's almost as thin as the Motorola Q. It's got quad-band GPRS Edge, 802.11bg, Bluetooth 2.0, push email, and it has a Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and PDF viewer. There's a micro SD slot located on the inside behind the battery, and it has this cool rubbery finish, kind of like what you'd find on a ThinkPad or a Motorola V300. It's pretty rubbery. What's special about this one is that instead of a jog dial, you can get it with this. HTC calls it a, what do they call it? They call it a roll RTM, and basically, you can see the screen scrolling here. You can tap the top, it's a back button, and the bottom is a Windows button. It feels a lot like those thingies on old Transformers that you could rub to see if it's a Decepticon or a Autobot. It's pretty cool, but I don't find it very useful. There's a full QWERTY keyboard. I found the keys are a little too small. You can, so if you've got big fingers, you might be pressing multiple buttons at once by accident. It's definitely not as good as the Motorola Q. So I'm Howard Choi, and here are the 3 new HTC phones.